Assalamualaikum and a very good day. We are from Group G of BKAS2013 Accounting Information System. In this video, we are going to discuss about case study number 3, which is related to Roda-Roda enterprise.
Good day, madam. My name is Chiew Yang Hui, and I'm going to present on Part A. Question A1, which is Table of Entities and Activities, and A2, a context diagram, both for purchase and cash disbursement system of Roda-Roda enterprise. Table of Entities and Activities is important in providing a clear job scope responsible by respective departments and helps in preparing the system. In our case, this is how we prepare our Table of Entities and Activities in a simple and precise way. There are 5 departments involved, which are Inventory Control Department, Purchasing Department, Receiving Department, Storeroom, and Accounts Payable Department. The Purchasing Department will prepare purchase order after the Inventory Control Department identifies the items required and send requests to Purchasing Department. When the goods arrive, Receiving Department will inspect the items by reconciling the purchase order and packing slip received. Then, the storeroom will shelve the goods. At last, the Accounts Payable Department is responsible to match the invoice received with the receiving report and prepare payment voucher as needed. For a general view, we will proceed to context diagram. Basically, the 3 external parties involved are storeroom, supplier, and Accounts Payable Department. Storeroom makes inventory requisition, and the purchase system will generate purchase order after proceeds with item details. Then, the item details will be sent to storeroom. At last, the system will report to Accounts Payable Department.
Good day, madam. I'm Lui Qi Li. To present our Part A, A3, and A4, which are the logical data flow diagram and flow chart for both purchase and cash disbursement system of Roda-Roda enterprise. First, I will start with data flow diagram for purchase system. From the diagram, you may know that the inventory subsidiary ledger is checked to identify the inventory items that need to be replenished. The ledger is referred because it has the information of inventory items. Then, after inventory requisition, purchase order will be prepared. To prepare the purchase order, we will need the supplier details from the supplier reports, and all the details will also be filed in the purchase order. The purchase order afterwards will be sent to supplier and will be temporarily filed until the order goods have been received. Next, it comes to receiving goods. The packing slip from the supplier will be used to inspect the items against the purchase order. Plus, the temporary refile will be closed too. In this part, 4 copies of receiving report will be sent to storeroom and will be filed in inventory receipt file and receiving report file, and will be used to set up accounts payable and update inventory report. Storeroom is the entity which updates the inventory reports by updating the quantity received in inventory subsidiary ledger. And furthermore, in order to set up account payable, invoice from supplier is used to match with the receiving report. And then, from here, receiving report and invoice are then filed in account payable file. Besides, account payable subsidiary ledger is updated with the amount due and due dates, while the purchase detail is used to update the purchase journal. The last is updating the control account. Journal voucher for updating account payable control account, while inventory summary for updating inventory control account. Both updates will then be posted in general ledger. For cash disbursement system, we start from identifying the liabilities due, receiving the amount due, reviewing the amount due, and due date from account payable subsidiary ledger. Then for the items due for the payment, Roda-Roda enterprise start preparing payment voucher, and the payment details stated in payment vouchers are used in preparing cash disbursement, which is actually the check. Both check and payment voucher are then stored to sent to manager to be checked and verified. Then after manager approve, the check is mailed to the supplier, while the approved payment voucher is filed together with receipt reports and invoice to close the account payable file. Moreover, the check copy and journal voucher are used to update the account payable reports and the account payable control account respectively. Informations like check number and payment due are used in updating account payable subsidiary ledger. After that, account payable summary from updating of account payable reports together with the journal voucher then updates the account payable control account in journal ledger. From here we can see that there is one error from update account payable reports, which is the account payable summary with the journal voucher from preparing cash disbursement will be used to update the account payable control account in journal ledger. Referring to the case study, it begins from checking the inventory subsidiary ledger. After identifying the items to be financed, purchase requisition from inventory control department is then sent to the purchase department to be checked. Next, purchasing department will prepare purchase order with the supplier details from supplier reports. Then it will prepare 3 copies of purchase order, one to supplier, one to receiving department, and one to open the purchase order file. In receiving department, purchase order is used to inspect and reconcile the items with the packing slip for the supplier when receiving the goods. After that, 4 copies of receiving reports are prepared. From the flowchart, we could see receiving reports are sent to storeroom, account payable department, and inventory control department. And another one receiving report is then filed in inventory receipt file together with the packing slip and purchase order. Plus, receiving report is also used to close the purchase order file. After getting the receiving report, the storeroom will then update inventory reports in inventory subsidiary ledger and then file the receiving report in the department. Next, the inventory control department will update the inventory control account in general ledger. While for account payable department, it will temporarily file the receiving report and then match it with the invoice for supplier. Then the receiving report and invoice will be used to open the account payable file. And then update the account payable data in general ledger, account payable subsidiary ledger, and the purchase order. For the flowchart of cash disbursement system, it only involves account payable department. And here, the data of receiving report and invoice in the account payable subsidiary ledger will be used to determine the liability. Then, the same document source are used in preparing the payment voucher. The hard copy of the payment voucher is then sent to the manager afterwards. After determining liability dues, check is also prepared and sent to the manager for approval too. Next, after signing the check is emailed to supplier. While on the other hand, check copy, receiving report, invoice, and payment voucher are used to close account payable file and get the account payable summary. The check representing the payment done is then used to update the account payable subsidiary ledger, while the general voucher is used to update the account payable control account in general ledger with the account payable summary just now. We can see that under the update account payable control account procedure, there is account payable summary and general voucher source document, and then the arrow is sent to the general ledger. It means that both information of those documents is posted into the general ledger to update the account payable control account. That's all for me. Thanks.
Now, I'm back again for part A, question B, which is possible strengths of internal control procedures that is present in purchase and cash disbursement system of Roda-Roda Enterprise. Firstly, documentation control. This can be supported where the clerks will key and store the transactions in respective files which suitable. This can be said as a strong internal control, as this process will help Roda-Roda enterprise to identify errors immediately as if they occur by tracing the records stored. For example, imbalance of the balance sheet will bring them to trace back the records and discover the possible error made. Secondly, cache control. To prove the checkbook is kept in a locked cabinet. This shows that only the responsible accounts payable clerk is permitted to prepare any payment voucher. This is a strong internal control as the cabinet is secured and not everyone has the right to access. When any fraud or corruption happens, Roda-Roda Enterprise would trace back person in charge who prepared the voucher. Hence, this process, which secures the asset, is said to be a strong internal control. Then, the authorization of documents. To support, the accounts payable clerk will send the payment voucher prepared for manager to approve and sign. This will reduce the potential risk of corruption as the manager will be more cautious when they review the vouchers prepared, and at the same time, the clerk will be more just and honest. As if there are any issues raised, management team could also recognize the internal problem by tracing and reactively deals with it in time.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Muhammad Zulhusni bin Shokri. I would like to present part A of question C, D and E, which are the witnesses, risk exposure and the internal control procedures of RRE purchase and cash disbursement system. Let's start with the first witnesses. Firstly, RRE use the staff personal email instead of an official email when making purchasing orders. Personal email can be quite problematic since it messes up all matters that involve both work and personal life. They might mix up the purchasing order and unrelated matters in their email. The risk exposure in this case is the risk of recording inaccurate information. The purchase order are not sorted to begin with, since it is mixed up along with other unrelated matters. The staff might not be able to find the designated purchase order in their email. RRE must use transaction authorization by ensuring that the information of the purchase order in the clerk's email are valid and true before continuing with the next process to ensure that the amount are keyed in correctly. Second, the witnesses if the purchasing clerk did not ask for approval before keying the details of the purchase order and printing it. There is no one to check if the detail is correct before being sent to another department. Furthermore, all the transactions are being managed by one purchasing clerk. The risk exposure is a risk of information validity. After the purchasing clerk keying the details and printing it, the clerk will then send the copies of the purchase order to different entities without even asking for approval from supervisors, indicating that purchasing department lacks supervision. RRE can implement supervision under purchasing department. The purchasing clerk now can ask for approval before sending the copies of purchase order to other departments. Supervision is important to ensure that the correct information and details of the purchase order are correct to ensure the validity of the transaction occurred in the purchasing department. Third, the witnesses identified if the receiving department only sends the receiving report to the storeroom. This will complicate the process for the storeroom department to reconcile the items received with only one document. Receiving report should only be kept in the receiving department for future references. The risk exposure is a risk of inaccurately recording transactions in record keeping. Supposedly, the receiving clerk should send both purchase order and the packing slip to the storeroom department. It will be difficult for RRE to conduct an audit trail to trace the transaction and complicate auditing process in the future when using only receiving report. RRE should also provide accounting records in which the company should prepare enough sources of documents for receiving department, which are purchase order and packing slip. With this, the storeroom clerk can easily reconcile the information about the goods received, thus ensuring the correct amount of goods received. Next, the witnesses in the system is the storeroom clerk updates the inventory subsidiary ledger in the computer. Supposedly, different clerks should update the ledger only that is related to each of their department. The storeroom clerks might record the wrong transactions in the inventory subsidiary ledger. The risk exposure is a risk of inaccurately recording transactions in journals and ledgers because the storeroom clerk is the one who updates the inventory subsidiary ledger instead of inventory control clerk. There is a possibility that the storeroom clerk might key in unrelated transactions into the inventory subsidiary ledger. RRA should implement segregation of duties between each department. Each department should only be assigned tasks that is related to its department only. In this case, the storeroom clerk updates the inventory subsidiary ledger. Supposedly, the inventory control clerk should be the one to update the inventory subsidiary ledger. Lastly, the witnesses found is that the account payable clerk update the account payable subsidiary ledger and account payable control account in general ledger. When different clerks key in the same information to the account, there is a possibility for the inaccurate information to occur, and those clerks have an unauthorized access to those accounting records and reports. The risk exposure in this case is a risk of unauthorized access to accounting records and reports, where the clerk might use his or her position to manipulate information in the ledger, allowing fraud and theft to occur. Furthermore, this will allow the clerk to destroy an audit trail to hide the missing asset being stolen. RRA must recheck their access control of the company's information system and ensure that only authorized and designated personnel are allowed to have access to the company's information system. RRA should perhaps set account payable clerk and general ledger clerk to only access their own ledgers. Through these ways, the clerks cannot intervene with other ledgers and prevent fraud to occur. That is all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day. I am Muhammad Fitri bin Musa. Now, I will explain about the part B of this case study, which is the possible ways of applying information technology to transform a business from a conventional platform to digital business operation. The outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic since December 2019 has resulted in a global economic crisis. Many business activity are seriously affected by the pandemic, especially when the government announced the implementation of restricted movement order to curb the outbreak. Small and medium enterprise (SME) is one of the business branches that are seriously affected by the pandemic due to the lack of financial assistance and technology-related knowledge. Hence, SME are encouraged to explore and adapt their business digitalization in order to survive in this new normal. There are 5 ways of SME to transform their business from a conventional platform to digital business operation. The 5 ways of digital transformation of SMEs are online marketing, development of accounting function, cloud computing, application of ICT skills in business routine, and enterprise resource planning. SME may start their journey to the digital world by involving themselves in online marketing. By promoting their business online using digital or modern technique like video advertisement with creative content, will attract customers and may increase customer retention. Besides, online marketing is also more cost efficient compared to traditional marketing because they incur less cost and have high potential to attract more audience. Next, SME are encouraged to develop or set up accounting function instead of maintaining the efficiency of sales transaction by the conventional ways. Accounting function is crucial for a business organization because it makes the organization more structured and systematic. For example, by having accounting function, chart of accounts can be designed specially for one business that align with the respective financial structure, and this could help in tracking and reporting income and expenses. On the other hand, using cloud computing in daily transaction is a must in digitalizing SMEs. In this IR 4.0 era, everything is accessible at one's fingertips. By using cloud computing, the transaction records and files are stored in cloud, and this data can be accessed every time and everywhere. Next, SME should also train their employees in building up ICT skills and applying it in their business routine. With ICT skills, the employees can develop their own software for the uses of the organization. Through this way, the organization did not have to hire an external programmer in order to build the software, as this could cost a lot more than training employees with ICT skills. Lastly, SME can also implement enterprise resource planning (ERP) system as a way to transform the enterprise into digital business. ERP is an integrated business software that can perform a variety of business activity with the help of information technology. ERP has helped in eliminating common errors committed by workers and further enhancing the internal control of the SMEs. In conclusion, business digitalization is crucial, especially in this IR 4.0 era. With the help of information technology, the business can continue the operation even in a tight situation. This can be seen during the implementation of RMO, when people are taking advantage of online transaction. Many conventional businesses are on the verge of transformation into digital business. Since the contribution to the economy are huge, SMEs should be digitalized so that they can survive and won't left behind. That's all from us. Thank you.